Welcome to the channel. Today I have a video from latest juice. Watch the video until the end. Subscribe. Let's watch the video.
Sitting out here struggling to get this in my car. Men are walking back and forth. No one is trying to help me.
But why should they? And why would they even want to? After all, women have been telling men over and over again to leave them alone. Women are independent. They don't need men. And now some are complaining when men are actually listening to them.
They don't make real men anymore. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not all men, because there are good men out there.
That's a very good point. There are good men out there.
As a woman, like, you don't see men holding doors anymore. They don't help anymore. They rush and sit down on trains and buses before women and pregnant women and elderly are sitting down. It's just a hot mess out here. But
that's true. I saw a video that was a woman, just nobody's really helping her to get a seat. But I remember back in the days when I was younger, if you see a woman, you know, just being polite and just offer you a seat, right? So time has changed, bro. Let's see.
Really shouldn't come as a surprise. After all, isn't this what some women wanted? What modern feminism was pushing for? For women to be treated as equals to men, right? No special treatment needed. No need to hold open a door. Why help out? Women can do everything themselves just as good as men can. But now it seems some are complaining that they got exactly what they asked for.
Happened over the last couple of generations, but men don't help women. They don't offer to hold doors and things of that nature. And part of that obviously is because radical feminists, have said, if you hold the door for me, you're implying that I'm weak. So it's not like it's just the fault of men.
Do you ever fear about like looking like?
Well, I might say men used to help a lot. Women don't want men helps. They think men are stupid. They think men are useless. They think they're equal to men. They think they are better than men. They can do better than men. So men is just backing up, right? What's the use when you are doing something nice and not be recognized for what you're doing, right? So that's just what men are doing, right?
Karen, or do you think you ever overreact?
I literally wear a shirt that says Proud Karen to the airport.
Really?
I sell them.
Oh, so you go in there ready to
I let people know. Like, like it's not.
And think about when you go to a bar, who's supposed to buy women drinks? Men are. Do you see that as often as like years and years ago? All costs.
I get all that, man. I have to protect
Even
her,
when
blah,
girls
blah,
are
blah.
fighting with each other, like it is so ugly. It is the ugliest thing that there is men around and they're not doing anything.
But why do you think men don't do that anymore? Because they used to do that before. But why do you think they don't do that anymore? They stopped doing it.
That's just what I said. I remember men are trying to protect women. Even you don't know that woman, you're just stepping up, right? Like, you're just trying to make it peace, and then you're just trying to be there for them, right? I remember men used to do that when I was younger, growing up. It's just they're not doing it anymore, right? Why? Because women think they're independent and they're trying to be equal to men or maybe above men. They can do better than men, right? So men are just backing up and just let you do your thing. Show us what to do. Because I know men build everything. They build this world. Men build everything in the war. Who is the one to be chosen, well, to go to the war? Men. Even in Titanic, you guys remember the movie Titanic? Who were the first one to sacrifice themselves? They put women and kids first. So men are willing to help women, but they're just not doing it anymore because there is no reward, there is no recognition after men, right? That's just is a change.
Why do you think you're a man? You tell me.
First of all, good question. The reason I think, men, we don't do it anymore because you guys don't respect us anymore.
Okay.
Second, you guys don't need us anymore. I don't need a man. I'm a strong woman, independent. You're the independent, you're strong. What do you need me for? What do you complain to me not protecting when you already have everything that you want? I'm a boss. What do you need me for?
I once read about a case at some workplace where a man got fired for trying to help a female colleague out. She said she felt insulted that the man assisted her to do the tougher parts of her work, and he was insinuating that she was weak. So she reported him to the boss, who also happened to be another female, and the boss flared up and fired this dude. This is just one in many that I have heard of, and there are definitely so many others that I do not know about. So you see the extent these women are going to just to show us that they do not need us. They are independent, they are boss-ass babes, they are strong, they do not need a man, and many talks like that. Naturally, men are protectors, so of course, a few still try to help women in need. But when these women start to report men helping them, getting them fired or posting them online as creeps, that was the last straw that broke the camel's back. The last thing a man should dare is a modern woman looking for a victim. They know how to put these things online in such a way that there would be no point of return for you. Life is already ruined. So men realized this and took a step back. We hear you, women. You don't need us, you don't want us. Okay, we are leaving you alone now. And you see, when men dedicate themselves to something, they stick to it no matter how tough it gets, no matter how worse it gets. And yes, it did get worse, and whose fault is it? Definitely not the men. We were the ones that got chased away, weren't we?
Okay. This is from the New York Times.
And it got worse, right? Because there is a lot of men that have been going through all this stuff. So it's not just one or two, because men are like, they stick to whatever they want to do, right? So I have been taught, even being just a man, you know that you have to protect a woman, you have to be there for a woman, you know that, you know, whatever you do is gonna reflect to a woman. But there is a lot of people that's going through that, and men are just fed up. They're like, this is crazy, man. Like, the system in America is just to suppress men. It's not rewarding men on anything. You know what they told me? They are, so there is Pat, kids, woman, and then men in the bottom. Or either way you can say kids, woman, Pat, and men. So is it true? I think it's true. You guys let me know down the bottom. What do you guys think?
This is from about a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
As a woman was raped, train riders failed to intervene, police say. And this was just the first story I was able to pull up. About 5 years ago now, I think it was 5 years ago, I did a video on my main channel, Men Are Refusing to Help Women and Children. It got millions of views, and it was just like this 15-minute thing of me talking about it. There were a handful of stories. One, a woman was on a train, and some guy started getting in her face, schmoozing on her, and being really aggressive, and no man would intervene. And then she was really angry, and she was like, why wouldn't any man stand up for me? Well, there's a lot of reasons why they won't do it. Another story I read years ago, this may be like 10 years ago now at this point, a guy was in a store, and there was a journalist who was in a store, saw a child crying with no parent, seemingly lost.
Yeah.
And she said, I saw a man walk towards this kid, looking at the kid, concerned, then stopped, looked around, turned around, and walked away. They ran up to the child, like this person, and got a security guard to help the person. And then the reporter said, she then ran to the man and asked him why he turned around and didn't help the kid. And the man said, because I would be accused of having kidnapped that kid and I don't want to be involved. That is a crazy prospect, that we have this story from Philadelphia where a woman was being raped on the train in front of people. And what did they do? Most of them just said, leave me alone. Some of them started filming. No one did anything.
You just know things are truly...
That's sad. That's sad. Just think about that woman. If that woman was your mother, or your daughter, or your cousin, or one of your family member, right? You're just sitting there watching other people raping another woman in front of you because you are scared of the system suppressing you, victimizing you, because you just don't want to be in trouble, because you are a man. That's crazy. Like, that's just sad, right? That's why men are just fed up, right? This is crazy. Like, everywhere, marriage, everywhere, like in workplace, everywhere, right? So men are just being looked down. for some reason. That's crazy, man.
Fucked when men are scared for their own lives and reputation that they wouldn't touch a woman in distress. False accusations fly around faster than anything these days, and you would be a sex offender forever to almost everyone, even if you end up being vindicated. And that's just true. These women, who openly talk about how much they do not rate us, do not deserve our help. A man can go real quick from a helper to a pervert whenever the woman feels like. As a man, it's better to completely avoid these women. Save yourself before thinking of saving a modern woman. It's common sense, guys. And it's not only false accusations, by the way. A man could go through the most life-threatening situation to help a woman, and she would be ungrateful. Did I ask you to do that for me? They say. It reminds me of the dude who went into a burning building to save his girlfriend. He rescued her out of the building and made sure she was unhurt by properly covering her and taking all the heat. Parts of his body, including his face, got really burnt, and he was still at a hospital when she broke up with him and left. The peak of ungratefulness. These are the things men see and say, no, we are done helping these women. It's not worth it. Now the issue is these same women are pretending to be confused about why men are saying no to helping them. They claim men are now weak and irresponsible, unlike the men of the past. But they tend to forget that they are nothing like the women of the past. Women who are worth it get the full men's package. No man is wasting chivalry on modern women who are not worth it and don't respect them. Modern women are always screaming about gender equality and how they want to enjoy the same things men enjoy.
Well, this is true because there is a story that I know. There was two couple that went on the date. When they went on the date and there was the woman, she was trying to get to an accident or something, and then the man trying to help her. And then she's like, why did you help me? Right? But she didn't think about the accident. Maybe she would probably be hurt. And she's like, this gave me a heck. Why this man we just met and he just helped me. He's just, holding me. But the guy was just trying to help. It's just common sense because men are trying to help themselves first because of those kind of situations, right? They want to help themselves first because nobody are rewarding men. Men are being looked down, and this is just too much, right? Let's continue.
They want to be on the same level with men. They forgot that there are challenges to being a man too. They only saw a few privileges and started crying for the same thing. Now they got it. They have seen what it is actually like to be treated like a man, ignored, alone, and left to do shit on their own. Now, they want things to go back to what it was. No, it just doesn't work like that.
Yes, it doesn't work like that though. You gotta do better. You have to do better than that, okay? We need to hear women saying that we need men, we need this, and then start seeing your behavior. We need to see the system change for men the way it was before, right? And I know there is few women that are seeing all this feminist stuff, modern women, whatever it's going on, they're not seeing it properly, but I want to encourage those women to keep doing whatever they're doing because it's better for all of us, right? It's better for all of us. What do you guys think, right? Let's continue.
Things just don't change anyhow, and whenever these women want it to. They are facing the consequences of their actions now, and so will it continue till these women gradually start changing. Will that happen anytime soon? Personally, I don't think so. The society is far too fucked up for that to happen now. The women will just keep fucking things up and blaming it on the men as usual. Nothing destroys a man's life faster than false accusations these days. The society and media are always quick to act due to the cancel culture effect. A man could lose his job, reputation, family, and freedom based on a random woman's words. The internet would have spread the news with your information all over. Your neighbors, your employers, and everyone who knows you would have seen it. If a woman accuses you of sexual assault just because you grabbed her by the arm so she wouldn't fall or something, everyone would see the sexual assault online and stick to it. That's the part that will trend all over, and that's your life gone down the drain. So men, It's perfectly normal if you decide to live for yourself. You're not some Superman or Marvel hero to think it's your job to save some woman in distress. Yes, men are natural protectors, but the situation of things right now demands you protect yourself first.
Yes, I do agree. You gotta protect yourself first. And there is nothing for a man to get hurt, losing his job, losing his family, and his reputation. There's nothing worse for a man to feel like that, right? So that's why men are saving themselves first. So be wise, because it's not only women, it's just the system behind the woman that making it like this, right? So I hope the awareness helps other women to open the mind and realize where we're going, right? Like the man said, it's not gonna change now, but we have to start somewhere, right?
Think about yourself, your life, and your family first before you act on impulse to rescue anymore. You are more important than the random woman you are trying to help.
I like it because it's spreading the awareness that men are going their own way. They don't want to deal with all this BS that the feminists are bringing on the table, right? I don't want to deal with that. I don't want my kids. I have boys, and I don't want them to deal with all this feminist stuff. I want women. I have a daughter too, so I want her to have a good life too. You know, I want my boys to have a good life too. I hope everyone deserves that. Let's read some comments. Why, bro? You try to help and end up getting humiliated and disrespected and possibly labored a creep. Yeah, that's why many men are doing, right? They're trying to help, but they're being labeled as a creep. That's very sad. It's very sad. As an older woman, men always hold doors for me because they know I'm from a time when women politely say thank you. Yes. You know, there's something I forgot about that. You hold the door for a woman, they don't even say thank you, right? And what is the thing of men opening the door for you and you thinking like you are not strong than a man, or you think like a man trying to bring you down? Like, that's just, I don't get it. You know, I don't get it, right? Men are not helping because men are listening. Men are not being rewarded. The system in the West, in America, Canada, are suppressing men. So that's why men cannot just be the victim, right? So if you like this video, like, subscribe, comment your thoughts down in the bottom, and I will see you in the next video.